Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tokini Genki live stream. Today we're covering Genki 1, Lesson 11. Hello, come to Japan. Hello, Achiku. Hello, Kirk. Jamaipanese. All right. So, Kirk said he's here for Ando-san. Unfortunately, Ando-san took a vacation day today. I'll try to cover for him as best as I can, but I'm pretty sure I'm not as funny as that guy. No. But he's doing well. If you haven't, Yuki's over here saying, nah, 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 nah. If you haven't seen that video yet, make sure you check it out. It's called, I think, Ando-san Gives a Japanese Apartment Tour or something like that. It's actually a lesson about hajimeru. But, yeah, today, let's just jump right into it. Today we are covering, as I said a second ago, Genki 1 Lesson 11. Looks like this. Ne ne, since come to Japan. Ne ne, I love Jagariko. Yes, I also love Jagariko. So, Genki 1, Lesson 11, covers some really fun grammar. So it covers how to say, I want to, how to summarize activities, giving examples, and saying, have you ever in Japanese. So, Yuki's just over here saying, ne 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 uruse. No, she didn't actually say uruse. Anyway, she's going to be Ando-san today, I guess. Yeah, so have you ever? So, she said Saito-san desu. Nobody can hear you, so it's like kind of distracting, I guess. So yeah, first we're going to cover how to say I want to in Japanese. So, gyutama, gyutama. Good morning, East Coast checking in desu. How is it going? Thank you for joining. I know it's really early in the morning over there. It's like 7 a.m. So, hope you're ready to learn a little bit of Japanese. We're just covering Genki 1, Lesson 11, which is going to cover, in case you missed it, how to say I want to, summarizing activities, giving examples, and how to say have you ever in Japanese. Thank you for being here. Yeah. And thanks for coming to hang out. So, the good news about saying I want to in Japanese is that it's a conjugation, as I said a moment ago, but it's also really easy. Really easy. In fact, if you've watched the Lesson 3 stream, you already know how to make the first part of it, which is the V-mas stem. If you don't know how to do that yet, it's covered in Genki 1 Lesson 3, which is the worst lesson in the book. I recommend you rip those pages out, the first pages of that lesson, and just go watch my stream that I covered it in, I don't know, a few months ago. That one should explain it a little bit more clearly. I'm actually pretty confident that it will explain it more clearly. So check that out if you don't know how to make the V-mas stem yet. But anyway, first you take the V-mas stem, and all you do is add tai. Tai des. The des is optional. That's why it's in parentheses. That makes it a little bit more polite. But just adding tai to the V-mas stem makes it mean I want to do that verb, whatever the verb is. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cold. So to make the negative of I want to, in other words, to say I don't want to, all you have to do is the same thing. You take the V-mas stem and add takunai. This is optional, of course. You may notice that this is the same conjugation, kunai, is the same way you conjugate an e adjective into its negative. And that's because tai, making a verb into its, well, I guess we'll call it the tai form for tonight, basically makes it be treated as an e adjective. So to conjugate it into its negative, you just cut the e and add kunai. So it's basically takunai. It's like a double conjugation, sort of. So anyway, that's I don't want to. So guys, hanging out in chat, if there's anything that you don't understand or anything you want more clarification on, or maybe if you already know this stuff and want to help people in chat, please feel free to stop me. I'm always happy to stop. Eventually, I'm going to cut these streams up to get rid of all of this extra talk anyway. So it's not a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. But where are all you guys watching from tonight anyway? I know Dan is down in Kyushu. Achiki is literally right next to me. My girlfriend over here. And yeah, so we're just going to jump right into it. So here are some very simple examples of using the want to conjugation. Buffalo, New York. Man, another early bird. Nito Mark, thanks for being here again. It's good to see you. Our first one is tabetai. So tabe is the vima stem of the verb taberu, which is to eat. So using the stem tabe and adding tai makes it I want to eat. Tabetai. Ikitai. I want to go. So that's the vima stem of the verb iku. Ikitai. Suitai. I want to smoke. Sui is, of course, the verb su. So you take the vima stem, sui, and add tai. Suitai. Kirk says, I'm on a tiny island off the coast of Shimane. Ooh, nice. I wouldn't mind living on a tiny island. What's that like? How hard is it to get to the mainland from that tiny island? I think I watched one or two of your videos, Kirk, actually, when you were driving around. And it looked like a nice place. So using those verbs that I just covered, the easy ones, we're going to make some slightly longer sentences. So using tabetai, we put ramen wo tabetai. I want to eat ramen. And you just have, a noun or whatever here. It's just a full sentence. Next, we'll use ikitai. So, dokoka ni ikitai. In lesson 10, we covered words like dokoka and nanika. Well, dokoka means somewhere. So, dokoka ni ikitai means I want to go somewhere. Come to Japan Dan says Fukuoka. So, our next sentence is with the verb suitai, and that's going to be zannen nagara tabako ga suitai. So, in case you didn't know, zannen nagara sort of means sadly or unfortunately, and it's a phrase, right? Zannen means, I guess, unfortunate, and nagara is while. So, while feeling that way. Anyway, zannen nagara is just sort of a set phrase that means unfortunately. Tabako is cigarettes. Ga suitai. I want to smoke cigarettes. I quit a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago. 7 months ago. And I still want to smoke sometime. So, that's where that sentence came from. Kirk says, 4 hours on normal ferry, but don't let me distract you. I don't mind being distracted, man. Not a problem at all. But, I would have expected... So it's pretty far off the coast then. 4 hours on a normal ferry. Wow. Is there like an airport? Can you fly off of the island? For some reason, I was expecting there to be like a bridge there or something. That's pretty cool. Coast of Shimane. I'm not actually sure where that is. I'll have to look it up later. All right, so let's cover the negative. The negative conjugation is for the same verbs. Well, almost same verbs. One verb's going to be different. But our first one is tabeta kunai. So look at that. We cut the e and add kunai, just like an e adjective, to make it negative, to make it I don't want to eat. Tabeta kunai. Tabeta kunai. Tabeta kunai. All right, our next one is ikitaku nai. I don't want to go. Our final verb is mitaku nai. Mitaku nai. Pronunciation's a little weird there. Natto wo tabetaku nai, says Nito Mark. I don't want to eat natto. That's a perfect sentence. Yeah, exactly it. Natto wo tabetaku nai. I don't want to eat natto. I like natto. I did not like natto for my first few years. Because I had an awful experience the first time I had natto. I had never heard of natto in my entire life. And my very first day in the city that I currently live in, I was invited to someone's birthday party, a new coworker's birthday party. So I went to the birthday party. I'm having a good time. I'm like, ooh, it's going to be fun here. And then someone decided that it was a good idea to play a game called Cupcake Russian Roulette. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but basically it's where you take cupcakes and you put good fillings in some and shitty fillings in other ones. And my first, well, you already know. You already know what happened. I guarantee it. The very first cupcake I got was filled with natto. I didn't know what natto was at the time. I'd never heard of it. So my very first experience biting into that sticky, slimy, just bleh thing was in a cupcake. That is not a good combination. So I immediately hated it. I think I puked somewhere. And then a couple weeks later, it was someone else's birthday. And they decided to play the same exact damn game. And I got the same freaking cupcake. A natto cupcake. Twice in like a month. Playing the same stupid game. That was not a good way to be introduced to natto. So for 2 years, I just avoided that shit like the plague. I tried it like, I tried it on its own like once a year later, and I wasn't a big fan. But then I tried it. I tried some like good natto at a ryokan when I was traveling somewhere, and I ate that natto one day 2 years after I had gotten to Japan. So it had been 2 years since that terrible experience, and I ate it then, and I actually liked it. So I got used to it, I guess. I don't know. And now I eat it like at least a couple times a week for breakfast. So yeah, it looks like I missed a bit on the chat. Group of islands. Oki Islands. No airport on mine. It's a unique experience living here. I should vlog more, but I already stick out so much. Yeah, holding a camera in front of you is going to make you stick out even more. Gyutama says, Boku mo tabako suitai. Yes. Yes, I do. Kirk says, natto is terrible. Gomen. This. A natto cupcake sounds terrible. No, it's terrible. I wouldn't even... I like natto now. I still wouldn't recommend natto cupcakes. That's freaking awful. I tried natto twice, says Gyutama. I'm saying that right? Gyutama. Still have one more try in me, but that's a no for me, dog. Try it with karashi, like mustard, and the sauce. I guess it's soy sauce? It's not really soy sauce. What is that shit? Dashi. Dashi and soy sauce and... yeah. Karashi is good. If you add those, it makes it a little bit more doable with rice. I like to eat it separately, to be honest. I don't really like it mixed with rice, but some people, it'll just never work out. Don't worry about it. Dan says, I like natto, but natto cupcake sounds horrible. Yes, natto rice. Says Gyutama. Natto salad comes up in school lunch here often. I can manage that. Ooh, natto salad. That doesn't sound awesome. But, I guess I could probably handle it. In my kindergarten lunches, that never comes up. What is that sticky vegetable? The long one? Okra. Okra comes up from time to time. That I like now. I didn't like it in the beginning, but we just don't have like anything like that back east, back east. I don't know. Back in America, there's nothing with that consistency. Nobody wants to eat that. Anyway, our next verb is mitakunai, to see. I don't want to see. I don't ever want to see another natto cupcake. Natto cupcake yo mitakunai. Hai. Let's make a few quick sentences with these exact same verbs. Isn't that exciting? So, koko de, here. Koko de tabetakunai. I don't want to eat here. Koko is here, and de is like at that place. Tabetakunai. I don't want to eat here. Our next one is a very important one. It's one that I think a lot of people will use very frequently. It's shigoto ni ikitaku nai. I don't want to go to work. I don't either. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a long weekend. Shigoto ni ikitaku nai. We have okra in Jamaica. Really? I didn't know that. Huh. Gotama. A gotama. Okay. Gotama. That makes more sense, I guess. I like the sound of gyutama. But yeah, gotama works. Okay, sweet. So, shigoto ni ikitaku nai. I have my school play. Like, I have a class of 30 4 to 5 year olds right now, and I'll take them until graduation, so when they turn 6. And we have their school play this Thursday. It's all in English. But they're all Japanese kids, 30 Japanese kids. So, it's like a 12 to 13 minute play that I have to write, direct, play the music on guitar, and, make all the props, and my co-teacher makes all the costumes, thankfully, but like out of vinyl bags, plastic bags. It's stupid. But anyway, it's exhausting. Moving on. Sono eiga wo mitaku nai. I don't want to watch that movie. That movie I do not want to watch. Sono eiga wo mitaku nai. All right, moving on, doing something a little bit new. This week, I've decided to sort of format these lessons slightly differently to make it a little bit more, streamlined. And I feel like this would be useful. We're going to do some very simple conversational examples. So there's going to be a dude called A and a dude or girl called B. Generally, they're going to have a relationship that's sort of like either older, younger. One will be older, one might be younger. Not necessarily all the time, but see if you can catch that. If someone's younger, they'll probably be a little bit more polite. If someone's older, they'll probably be a little bit more informal, and we'll see how it goes. So 30 students in my entire middle school. That sounds amazing. How many classes do you have a week? 仕事へ行きたくない. The A is interchangeable here. Yes, you could use ni or e. Either one is perfectly fine. I don't use e too often. I find it a little awkward to say. But yeah, there's no reason to use it over ni unless it's just sort of a preference thing. Sometimes it works. It feels a little bit more I don't know. There seems like there's a little bit more emphasis on the going, like the there. But that's just a feeling I have. I don't know if that's officially true or not. All right, so our example is this. Mr. A. Ne ne, Star Wars 見に行こう. Mr. B. First, let me just stop there really quick. I'm going to go through the example, and then we'll cover the meanings afterwards. Okay? So, first, A. Ne ne, Star Wars 見に行こう. あんまり見たくない. A. じゃあ、何見たい? B. What do you guys think this is? What do you guys think B is? Can you read that one? All right. アナと雪の女見たい.いいよ. All right. I have 2 elementary schools as well and once a month kindergarten. Okay, so that keeps you busy. You got it. All right, so let's go through these lines one by one. We've got ne ne, Star Wars 見に行こうよ. Hey, let's go see Star Wars. I have not seen the new one yet, and I'm a little sad. I mean, I'm sure it's not amazing, but I did want to see it. Excuse me. Hey, let's go see Star Wars. We have not covered this construction yet. 見に行く, 見に行こう. We haven't covered 行こう, which is like let's or anything like that. It hasn't been covered in Genki, so don't worry about it too much. The important part is down here. あんまり見たくない. I don't really want to see that. The long is like a in English, and I don't really is あんまり. I did a video on that somewhere or other. 見たくない. I don't really want to see that. You'll notice I cut all the particles here, so this is a very conversational. Both of them are probably friends, same age. Not using particles. Very informal. A. New Star Wars is okay-ish. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I expected. Still want to see it. I'd like to see it in theaters just because, you know. I feel like it's a movie that's better to see in theaters. But we'll see. じゃあ何見たい? Then what do you want to see? What do you want to see? 何が見たい or 何を見たい? 何が見たい? 何を見たい? Oh. 何を見たい? Then what do you want to see? Cut the particles because it's conversational. アナと雪の女見たい. Frozen! The English translation for this would just be the name of the movie. Generally in Japanese, you might only say the name of the movie as well. アナと雪の女. You might not say 見たい. But because that's what we're covering today, I put it in here. いいよ. Oh. Okay. All right. So does anyone have any questions on that? If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. If you're reading this, if you're watching this on the replay, and I'll try to answer your questions as soon as possible. All right. The next thing we're covering in today's lesson is summarizing activities. So I did this, that, and other stuff. Sometimes you just want to be vague. You don't want to give every single detail about what you did over the weekend or when you went to visit somewhere. You just want to, maybe it's a long story. You just want to give some short examples. So that's what this grammatical construction helps you do. So to say something like doing things like A and B, we need to use D. Now, Genki says that we have to use tadi, but I think that's very counterproductive. And I think thinking about that way is going to lead you to make mistakes, and you'll see why in a minute. Because to use the D, which is sort of like and, you need to use the short past conjugation of a verb, and then you add D. Now, if you think about it as the short past conjugation of a verb plus tari, you're going to end up saying something like tabetatari, right? If you think of it that way, that's what's going to end up happening to a lot of people. So it's better, I think, than what Genki says, to think about it as just D. You add D to the past tense, the normal past tense. If you don't know how to make the short form past tense, did a stream on that 2 or 3 weeks ago. There's a video from months and months ago. It's not that great. I wouldn't watch that one. But the stream does cover it, so to check that out. So yeah, I'm saying too much. Short past plus the D. You need at least two verbs here, right? Short past, first one, plus the D, then another one plus the D, and you end the construction with the verb suru. So, for example, tabetari, nondari, suru, eat and drink and stuff like that. Now, when you want to conjugate this into, say, the past tense and say, I ate and drank and stuff like that, you would conjugate the final suru. Not like the verbs are already in the past tense. So you just conjugate the final suru to actually conjugate the activity itself into whenever it was happening for you. So the previous sentence would become tabetari, nondari, shita, ate and drank and stuff like that. To say you are doing, like if someone calls you, what are you up to right now? Tabetari, nondari, shiteiru. Does that work? Yeah, it works. It works. Eating and drinking and stuff like that. That's what I'm doing right now. So just because these are in the past tense and then use the D doesn't mean it's necessarily a past activity. The way you find that out is the way that the suru is conjugated. Now, you can just have one verb for this construction if you want. You could say something like nondari shita. No, you can't really say that. I can't remember. Hold on. Tabetari and then da is fine. Like in conversation, it'll get the point across. Like just like, what did you do last weekend? Terebi mitari. And then if you like trail off, like that gets the point across in conversation. But the actual construction is this. So Kirk says, interesting. This is new for me. All right, that's great. It's a very, very useful construction. I use it all the time because when someone asks me what I did over the weekend, I don't want to tell them every single little activity because that'll get a bit long. So, here's an example. ニュージーランドでトレッキングをしたり、キャンプをしたりしました. So you'll notice the verbs are the same, but obviously they're be verbs, like, I guess be verbs is what you would call them. Nouns with the verb suru to make them a be verb. I don't remember what they're called in Japanese. I'm sorry. But anyway, トレッキングをしたり, which is trekking. キャンプをしたりしました. So in New Zealand, we did things, because this is actually a story about Yuki and I. We did things like trekking and camping. I also worked a lot, but I don't want to tell people about all the work I did. I want to tell them about the fun things I did while I was in New Zealand. So I say things like trekking and camping. ニュージーランドでトレッキングをしたり、キャンプをしたりしました. So this is the polite past tense. Any questions so far? If you're watching on the replay, let me know down in the comments. So we're going to jump into the conversational example here. We've got Mr. A and Mrs. B again. It looks like Miss B is younger. So A, 週末は何した? Once again, you see we have no real particles here. 何をした? Just conversational. We don't have it. 週末は何した? B. テレビ見たり、散歩したりしました. So, we'll cover what they mean in a minute. Dean Cook, how's it going? Thanks for joining. そう、楽しそうじゃん。まあ、そうですね。Alright, let's cover what that means. So, A, So, from this point on, I didn't put the furigana because I have it back. If you need to check what it is again, go ahead and look at that. I didn't have time. I'm very sorry. So anyway, 週末は何した? What did you do over the weekend? So the English gets a bit longer than this, but the important parts are the weekend. What did you do? All right. So 週末は何した? テレビ見たり、散歩したりしました. I watched TV, went for walks, and stuff like that. All right. So, 楽しそうじゃん. Oh, really? Sounds like fun. We haven't covered so yet in Genki. You may already know how to use it, but if you don't, it basically just means sounds like. And to give you a quick, super quick crash course, using it with adverbs, using it with E adjectives, you cut the E and add so, and that makes it mean that it sounds like or looks like that adjective. So in this case, 楽しそう means sounds like fun. じゃん. じゃん is more like a right. Sounds like fun, eh? Sounds like fun. Yeah. Eh? Like a Canadian eh. All right. まあ、そうですね. Yeah, I guess so. She's not really too pleased with her weekend. How was your guys' weekend? Mine was extraordinarily busy. I spent 10 hours yesterday working on an Ando-san video. Thank you for watching that. I think a lot of you guys actually commented over there. Makes my day when I get comments on those videos. All day yesterday. I played some Breath of the Wild until like 12:30 and went to bed. Then today, I worked on formatting this. I had already had the lesson prepared and went to a live show to film it for somebody. Then I went to band practice, then I rushed back here and live streaming. Very busy weekend. Yeah, that video was great. Thank you. I'm really happy to hear that. I really enjoy making Ando-san content. I think I'm going to be making a lot more of it. I'd bring Ando-san on stream, but he only speaks Japanese, so might be hard to teach Japanese in only Japanese too, especially on Genki 1, because Genki 1 is still pretty lower level. Probably not ready for 100% Japanese yet, I imagine. Anyway, I will watch it properly soon. There's no rush. It'll be there forever. So that's how you use tari, and that's or di rather, to summarize actions. So the next thing covered in Genki 1 lesson 11 is ya, the particle ya, which is very similar to what we just covered, di, but for nouns. So, to use ya, all you need to do is take a noun A, put ya, and then to have a noun B, and that will mean A and B, for example. So, ya, you can think of it as just an and, so like the to particle almost, but it has that nuance of for example, just summarizing nouns, right? So, for example, Pikachu ya Poppo. For example, Pikachu and Pidgey. Get some Pokemon up in here. What's your favorite Pokemon? All right, so a longer example would be 子供の頃、ポケモンやマリオをよくやりました。A little bit faster. 子供の頃、ポケモンやマリオをよくやりました。When I was a child, I played a lot of Pokemon and Mario. For example, I obviously played a lot of other games as well, but the ones that I think that the person listening to me would be most familiar with is Pokemon and Mario. So I just throw those out there as examples, but I don't want to say that I only played those things, because I definitely played other things. So I'd say Pokemon ya Mario. If I said 子供の頃、ポケモンとマリオをよくやりました, the meaning of that would be I played Pokemon and Mario only. That's what I played when I was a kid. So this is a little bit more useful in that situation. Favorite Pokemon is Mew. I don't think I ever caught Mew in any Pokemon game ever. Mewtwo, of course. Charizard. Nice. Gotama says, 趣味は新しいラーメン屋に行ったり、酒を飲んだりしました。Okay, so I get what you're trying to say here, and it's a great sentence. Since we're talking about shumi, which is it's a noun, right? So we're explaining the noun with this sentence. We need to say 趣味は新しいラーメン屋に行ったり、酒を飲んだりすることです. So する is do, to do, right? And then koto is thing, and it's like it makes it all into a noun. That whole sentence suddenly becomes a noun adding that koto. This. So my hobby is to go to new ramen shops and drink sake. Is the English sentence, but yeah, we need suru koto desu. So one more time. 趣味は新しいラーメン屋に行ったり、酒を飲んだりすることです。All right. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Yes. So, Dean Cook says, production quality on this is amazing, by the way. Have you thought about adding the sounds under the characters? Might help newbie people who don't know as much like me. Do you mean like the furigana right here? That might be a stupid question. So it's Nine Tails. Blaziken is God. I don't know. I don't remember Blaziken. Which is Blaziken? Is he the water one? I can't remember. I haven't played Pokemon in so long. Welcome, James. Thanks for joining. So yes, Ninetales is also pretty awesome. Thank you, Dean. Yes. I've just updated this format last week actually. I have added furigana to all new words that show up. Later on in the lesson, words that have shown up over and over again. I haven't added the furigana, but here we have kodomo no I messed that one up. Koro. This is not kodo, it's koro. So I'll change that later. So yeah, if that's what you mean, I try to add those as much as possible. I have considered adding the romaji, but I think it's really important if you've gotten to this point in, for example, Genki 1 lesson 11, which is what we're covering. You should probably focus on hiragana before getting there. Otherwise, it's gonna be really confusing when we're getting into much longer sentences like this one. So I decided to keep it as the hiragana. But yeah, in my super beginner lessons, if I ever make any of those, I'll probably add romaji as well at that time. Dean says, yeah, I guess if people are just starting to learn and still want to follow along with this more advanced style content, the characters sounds under would be great. Yes, for sure. I agree. And I try to add as much furigana as I can. I was sort of rushed for time on this one, so I didn't add it to every single kanji. I always added it to any new kanji that showed up in the lesson. So there was never any times when a new kanji showed up, I'm pretty sure, that there wasn't the furigana on it up to this point. If it showed up again later, I generally have not added it again. But if I have more time, which I usually do, it's just been a crazy weekend, I generally add it to every single kanji that shows up in the lesson. So I will continue to do that. And thank you so much for the feedback. I really appreciate that. Seriously. Really do. I love getting feedback on my videos because I want them to be as best as possible. Gyutama says, evolved fire starter type in a version that I can't remember. Blaziken. Oh, okay. I might not have played that one then. That might be why I don't know the name. Noromaji bad habits, says Kirk. Yeah, that's what I thought. More advanced. Sorry for the basic question. It's not a basic question, man. Thank you. And all questions are good questions in my opinion, especially when it comes to language learning, because it's confusing as hell. And if there's anything confusing, I want to make sure I know about it so that I can help whoever's watching understand better. So if you're watching this in the replay and you have any questions or any feedback on these lessons, please let me know in the comments so that I can make these as good as possible for you guys. And speaking of which, I do need to make some more beginner, like ultra beginner level stuff again. My first lessons, Genki lesson intro and lesson 1 and 2 and stuff months ago were more low level, but I think the production quality was not nearly as good as it is now. So I'll probably go back and restream those and redo them all together in the coming months, but we'll see how that goes. James Renzi says, Blaziken is Bashimo in Japanese. He's the final evolution of Torchic. I did play with Torchic. I think I even used him. The Alpha Sapphire starter. Yes, I played that. These videos are like near the best I've seen for education content. I don't normally watch them, but watching these has made me want to go back to trying to learn. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm an instructional designer, create learning for adults. So it's awesome seeing this kind of stuff. Thank you. I've been working to make this as clear as possible and just learning every week and trying to make it a little better. So I'm happy to hear that it's working. It's awesome. I would love to see how you tackle some basic, low-level, fresh starter stuff. Okay, don't worry, man. This is the best part of streams, is stopping, slowing down, and talking to you guys in chat. Like, that's what I love about streaming. Like, if I just wanted to make a quick lesson, I wouldn't stream it. I would just film the lesson and then upload it. But that's what's so great about streams. I can teach something, and people can come back later and watch it if they want to, and they can skip all of this talking we're doing with no problem. And eventually I'll go back and I'll cut this up to remove all of this so that it's just left down to the lesson. So I am completely fine with stopping, talking to you, talking to anyone, talking about Pokemon. You know, love it. It's my favorite part of streaming. Just getting off track. That's it. That's my favorite part of streaming. That's why I still do it. And we'll continue to do it no matter what. Super interesting, Dean, says Dan. Nice. James Risney. I moved to Hiroshima about a year ago and recently started getting serious about studying Genki. So I'm on chapter 5 now. But your chapter 3 video about verbs was very helpful. Thank you. That is probably the that lesson 3 of Genki 1 is the reason I started this stream, because it's so bad. Like, I stopped studying Japanese like 5 years ago because I use it every day, every single day. So I didn't really need to study anymore. But even though I've been using Japanese literally every day for 6 or more years, I went back and read lesson 3 in Genki 1, and I didn't know what they were trying to say. Like, I didn't understand it. So I just decided to tear it up and teach it my own way. So I just figured if I was going to do that anyway, I might as well just do the whole book. And I found a bunch of stuff in the book that's been pretty confusing. So it's been great to go through all of it here with you guys. So thank you for hanging out. And I hope it's helpful. I know some of the lessons are less exciting than others. And the production quality is definitely not great on the earlier ones. But hopefully they'll be useful to you. All right, so moving on. Kodomo no koro. And once again, this is incorrect. Kodomo no koro. That's a ro like that. Pokemon ya Mario o yoku yarimashita. When I was a child, kodomo no koro means when I was a child. Anything no koro means at that, in that time frame. And the time frame for me here is kodomo, when I was, a child. Kodomo no koro. Pokemon ya Mario o yoku yarimashita. And I went over what the meaning was of that a while ago. All right, so our conversational example 4. Yeah. And let me just jump back really quick to James Risney's thing before we move into the conversation. Moved about a year ago and recently started getting serious about studying Genki. Yes. So my first year in Japan, I didn't really study Japanese that hard. And I realized about, 6 months in, I was like, wait a second. I've spent a half a year in another country and I haven't bothered learning the language yet. Mottai nai na. Like, that's what a waste is what I thought personally. So I didn't start until quite a while after I had gotten here as well. But because of that, I had a reason to study. I wanted to talk to the people around me better and just sort of make my life easier by being able to speak and read what was around me. So that actually gave me more motivation, I think, waiting longer. So you can do it, for sure. It's definitely possible. All right, conversation. どんな趣味がありますか? B. 山登りじゃなくて登山やスノーボードかな。楽しそうですね。まあね。All right, that's our conversation. All right, our first 2 sentences. A. I forgot I don't have the furigana here. On the last one I did. どんな趣味がありますか? What kind of hobbies do you have? Gautam actually showed us the word shumi a little bit earlier. Had a good sentence there. どんな趣味がありますか? What kind, that's どんな hobbies, 趣味がありますか? Do you have? B. And that sound is written with a dash there. It's just like or basically that sound. 登山やスノーボードかな? Mountain climbing and snowboarding, I guess. That was my hobbies for a long time. Whoa. 楽しそうですね. Once again, we have 楽しそう. We covered so a little bit earlier. It just means sounds like fun. まあね. Yeah, I guess so. Dean says, yeah, I feel like it's a lot harder being in Australia and not having people to speak to. Yeah, being in a different country definitely makes it harder. I mean, we live in a day and age where, fortunately, there's stuff like, well, YouTube and Skype. So even though I lived in Japan, like as far as the input, seeing Japanese around me all the time and hearing it around me, there was plenty of that. But output-wise, I'm not super outgoing. I'm sort of introverted, so it's not easy for me to just walk out into the middle of, out into a store and just start talking to people or something. So even though I lived in Japan, I ended up doing most of my Japanese studying online, like on iTalki, which is a site for finding teachers of any language. And it's really cheap for Japanese. There's a lot of affordable, I shouldn't say cheap, very affordable teachers on iTalki. So I took a lot of my lessons on there. At one point, I was taking lessons every single day for a month, I think, when I was really going hard. So yeah, the internet is awesome. So our final part of Genki Lesson 11 is the ultimate conversation starter. Have you ever, or never have I ever. It's pretty straightforward in Japanese. It's just a past tense sentence, or just a verb in the past tense, plus koto ga aru. So I've color-coded koto, ga, and aru, but from here on out, they're going to be all in red. The reason for that is you need the whole thing. All together, it means have you ever. Separately, the words don't color code easily. So koto ga aru means have you ever, and whatever this sentence is, past tense sentence, right? Literally, it means do you have the experience of, sort of literally. Have is aru. The experience of, or the thing, is koto. So past tense, koto ga aru, or arimasu ka would be the more polite question. Sorry, let's go back for a second. If you are just in the informal koto ga aru, your intonation rises at the end to make it a question. So, past tense sentence plus koto ga aru is the response, or just saying I've done something before. So that would be I have. Literally, I have the experience of something, koto ga aru. Look, it's literally the same. It's just we remove the question mark, right? So let's go into some examples. The first one is Yama nobori wo yatta koto ga arimasu ka? It's a question. Have you ever gone mountain climbing? I've color-coded these in just 2 colors, even though there's obviously a bunch of words, because that's sort of the division of this. It's a thing, just a sentence or a word, and that's the thing that we're asking if you've ever done. Koto ga arimasu ka? Have you ever gone mountain climbing? Yama nobori wo yatta koto ga arimasu. I have gone mountain climbing before. That before is what's important here, right? It's having the experience of doing it once or some other time. It's not just I have done it yesterday or whatever, right? Let me catch up on chat. Dean Cook says, yeah, sometimes I feel like it's... Oh, right, I read that before. Have you done anything like iTalki before in terms of being the teacher, not the student? I've only ever been a student on iTalki. I have considered teaching English, or I'd prefer to teach Japanese. I'd say the majority of people using iTalki are going to prefer a native teacher, so I haven't really thought too hard about it, but I may do it eventually. Eventually, I'd like to do sort of my own thing full time, and I think iTalki could be a good supplement for that, so I may do it eventually, but I have not done it yet. I think all this streaming and stuff might be good practice for something like that, though. Gotama says, Basashi o tabeta koto ga arimasu ka? Basashi o tabeta koto ga arimasu. I have eaten horse sashimi before. Basashi o tabeta koto ga arimasu ka? Yes, tabeta koto ga arimasu. Gotama, Basashi o tabeta koto ga arimasu ka? Dan says, where is Kyushu Trails when we need him? I don't know. We always need Kyushu Trails, man. Is Italki like a tutoring program? Italki is basically just a website that helps you find tutors or teachers to talk to on Skype or any other sort of video conferencing application. So basically you go on there and they're the platform where you would pay the teacher and set up the schedule. So their schedule is there. You choose a time that they're open, you pay, and then I think you might not pay until after the lesson is finished actually. So I think you buy like credits or something, and then you set up a time, you meet on Skype, do the lesson, confirm it on the website. If you both confirm it, the teacher gets paid. There's actually a link down in the description if you're interested in checking it out. It is an sort of affiliate link. I don't get money if you use it. I think I get iTalki credits if someone uses that link to join iTalki and does a lesson or something. I don't remember. I haven't really thought about that in a long time. So, Dean Cook says, I feel like people would love a non-native teacher. Kind of makes people feel like they could learn. But yeah, today, if you can do your own thing, that would probably be better. Yeah, I mean, I would like to do my own thing just in general, right? My own, as opposed to working for another big school or something. But iTalki would certainly be a good supplement. And you're right. I think a lot of people would like to have a native teacher. A lot of people on iTalki, I feel like maybe don't, but maybe I'm wrong about that. When I was studying Japanese, I was in the school of you need to learn from a native speaker. And now that I'm actually teaching, I've realized, and watching a lot of videos by native Japanese teachers, I'm realizing that that's not necessarily the case, especially for beginners. I feel like having someone to explain a grammar point to you in your own language simply is better than having someone who doesn't understand your language try to explain it, generally poorly in the end. So it's possible. It could work out. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I will. Although I don't really have much time to do anything anymore because I keep so busy with YouTube and work and a band and anyway. All right. Gotama says, 食べたことがありますよ。とっても美味しいです。I really like it too. 俺もとっても美味しいだと思います。Nice. I need to work on my speaking output. I like learning from non-native too, largely because they can understand certain hang-ups we may run into from a shared experience, especially from the start. Yes, exactly. What I realized going through making this channel basically is that there's a lot of things that I remember from when I was learning that I didn't understand, that I do now, but that I never got a satisfactory example for when I was learning. And that Japanese people generally also have a hard time explaining. A lot of people teaching Japanese, like Japanese people, aren't actually teachers. They're just people who are native, so they're trying to. And just like we don't necessarily understand English perfectly or can't necessarily explain it well, natives sometimes have a hard time with that too. So definitely for beginners, I think it can be good to have a non-native. I mean, obviously I've got a horse in this game, so maybe my opinion isn't the one anyone should be listening to, but anyway. Taylor Drew, good to see you. I'm here. Sorry I'm late. It's fine. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining. It's good to see you. Welcome, Taylor, says Dan. Just like the English teachers of Japan. Exactly. How many English teachers here in Japan do you know who are actually qualified to teach English in any country other than, well, Japan? Maybe Korea, China, something like that. I know I wasn't when I started. I liked English in school, but I'm an IT major. I'm not an English teacher. Let me just check something really quick. Am I like super blurry? Let's just fix that. All right. Sweet. Moving on. 山登りをやったことがあります。And as Gotama said, 馬刺しを食べたことがあります。I like 馬刺し. I don't eat it very often, but 馬刺し, in case you guys don't know, 馬刺し is horse sashimi. Is actually way better than you would expect. All right, so our conversational example for this final part of Genki 1 Chapter 11 is スカイダイビングやってみたいな。スカイダイビングやってみたいな。B さん。そうですか。僕はやったことがありますよ。え？嘘。いいな。 超楽しいですよ. All right, so that's our sentence. There's 僕, that's me, 超. All right, so let's go through the sentences one by one. スカイダイビングやってみたいな. I wanna try skydiving. So bad. That na is our so bad. Skydiving. Try is this is something that has not been covered in Genki 1 up until this point, so I'll just do a super crash course. Adding mitai to the te form of a verb means that you want to try that verb. So in this case, the verb is yaru, which is to do. It's a very informal form of suru, basically. And the te form is yatte, mitai. So that means I want to try doing, in this case, skydiving. Skydiving wo yatte mitai na. Our next sentence is B. そうですか? Really? 僕はやったことがありますよ. I've actually done it before. All right, Taylor says, you're doing conversational examples now? I love this more and more every day. Yes, my new format is a conversation for each and every section of the lesson. I just, gotta keep making it better. All right, our next two sentences were, 嘘. いいな. What? No way. Uso is actually, the literal translation is lie or lies. But a nicer translation would be no way. Ina. Lucky. And our last sentence was 超楽しいですよ. Cho is like it makes the adjective that comes after it like super. It's like super, right? Super fun. It's amazing. 超楽しいですよ. All right. So one thing I want to mention, this is the last part of the lesson. We're moving into the final sentences. But the one thing I want to mention here is that in conversation, you're going to hear this a lot, and you're going to say this a lot, but it's often going to have the particles drop. So the particles here in light blue, for example, we have Kyoto ni. Kyoto. Every other kanji in this sentence showed up about 50 times in this lesson, so I did not put the furigana. Sorry about that. Kyoto ni. 行ったことがあります. That is the proper way to say I've been to Kyoto before. But in conversation, you're probably going to hear something more like this. 京都行ったことある. 京都行ったことある. So basically dropping the ni and the ga. So the ga can be dropped from the construction ことがある. ことある. Right? 行ったことある. In conversation, it's perfectly natural to drop that ga. Keep that in mind. You don't have to worry about it. You should probably use it in the beginning just to get used to it and to know that it's there. But if it's dropped, it's not a mistake. All right, so question time. If you're watching this in the replay, let me know down in the comments in Japanese, if you can, the answers to these questions. Everyone in chat that's here right now, let's talk about it. So, Gotama says, ラーメン屋を働いてみたいな. Ooh, you want to try working at a ramen shop. I imagine it's exhausting, but also probably a lot of fun. I've worked at an Okinawan restaurant here in Nagano City before. And, I mean, it was mostly just, I was a bartender there. But I also helped in the kitchen a little bit. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I only did it on Saturdays after work to sort of practice my Japanese as an opportunity to do that. And it was fun. I wouldn't mind doing that again someday. Taylor Drew says, it should be ラーメン屋で働いてみたいな. If you're trying to say you want to work there. Yeah, that is. Yes. I didn't notice the O there. Thank you, Taylor. That's why I love having people who are really good at Japanese in my stream chat. Save me from missing mistakes. All right, so our first question is 海外旅行したことがありますか? Have you ever traveled overseas? 海外旅行したことがありますか? So just these are split, right? So this is actually two nouns. 海外 is international or overseas. 旅行 is, this is 旅行 is travel, right? So 海外旅行 is overseas travel or international travel. So 海外旅行したことがありますか? Thank you. No problem. I'll let you know if I see any mistakes. Spoilers, I won't. O and de indicate different things. Yes. O is like it indicates um I can't remember how to explain that at this moment in time, but de is like at or in. So working, for example, working at a place or doing something at a place like at the library or whatever. I covered that in quite a few lessons in the past. There's lots of ways to use those. But yeah, all in due time. One thing to mention is, where is that paper, Yuki? The paper. The paper. Let's see if I can get to it right over here. So, quick story time. Yuki's coworker, he's Japanese, of course, but he was also a trained Japanese teacher. So he taught Japanese in what, high school, elementary school? I don't know. He went to college to become a Japanese teacher. And he taught Japanese for his whole life. He's not a teacher now. He works somewhere else because he's retired, but he wanted to keep working. So he's in his late 70s. Not that one, different one? 40-year-old guy. Yeah. Oh, okay. So he taught for a while, maybe not that long. But anyway, Yuki was asking him, because I'm always talking about o and ga, about o and ga. And he said he forgot. He forgot how to explain the differences between them. So they looked it up online, and here, let's see if you can see this, is a paper. Let's bring this up here. For Japanese people, about the differences between wa and ga. And it says here, 意外と知らないwa to ga no tsukaiwake. So 意外と, that's the important sentence here, is like more than you'd expect. So the particles wa and ga, which we understand less than you would expect, even though we're Japanese people. And it's a whole article on the differences between wa and ga for Japanese people. So if you're learning Japanese and you're watching right now, and you are struggling with o and ga, or with particles in general, and it's discouraging you, don't let it. Because Japanese people, they can't explain them, or they don't even really understand o and ga particularly well themselves. Like even a trained Japanese teacher forgot how to explain them. It ends up just becoming a feeling. You know which one goes where. It can be explained, but it's not super simple. So don't get discouraged by them, because it's fine to make mistakes. Just use them, make mistakes. People will correct you, take lessons, study them if you can, but like don't spend too much time on them, especially in the beginning, because there's more important things to learn in the beginning that can get you speaking right away than worrying about wa and ga and o and stuff. O is a little simpler than wa and ga. But yeah. Anyway, Simpy, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Location. Or for indicating method of travel. Yes, basu de ikimashita. For example, yeah, we covered that in actually last week's lesson, I think. The method of transportation. And that was the last thing we covered in last week's lesson. I believe lesson 10. Yes. All right. So, 海外旅行、行ったことあるかどうか? It sounds like nobody's ever traveled overseas. Actually, we're talking about wa and ga, so we totally got lost on that question. But that's okay. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you're watching on the replay. Our next question is, 日本のラーメンを食べたことがありますか? Have you ever eaten Japanese ramen? It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just like English speakers aren't good at explaining a lot of those types of words. At verse 2, for example, absolutely. Absolutely. Arimasu yo, says Taylor Drew. Obviously. Obviously we do. Yes, ramen is amazing. It's good when you've had a few drinks. It's good when you haven't had a few drinks. It's good pretty much any time. I don't eat it as nearly as much as I'd like. I used to eat it like every weekend. But nowadays I eat it like maybe once a month. I eat udon way more than I eat ramen now. I'm not sure why. Yeah. I think I eat ramen more often when I drink alcohol. It seems to go really well with alcohol. There used to be a ramen shop, like when I first got to Japan, I partied way harder than I do nowadays, and we'd stay out till like way too late, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and there's ramen shops open till 5, 6, 24-hour ramen shops, and we go and get ramen at like 4 in the morning, and then go home. It was awesome. I eat ramen like once a year. What? Fair. I had udon for lunch today. I had udon for dinner today. Udon, on the other hand, there's only like 3 decent ramen places around my area. Have it a few times a month. Haha. Nice. Yeah, ramen is disappointing in any country I've been to other than Japan. Pretty much, America, it's always disappointing. It's always basically spaghetti noodles. I don't know why. It always ends up coming out like spaghetti when you eat ramen overseas, as in overseas from Japan. The soup is usually fine. The soup is usually okay. But for some reason, the noodles, I don't know if they just can't get the right ingredients or the noodles, they just end up being spaghetti. Same thing in New Zealand. Almost every place was spaghetti until my last 2 or 3 weeks in New Zealand. My last 2 or 3 weeks in New Zealand, I found a shop that was Japanese prices, so really affordable ramen, and it was good. The noodles were good. I'm so sad it took me that long to find that shop in New Zealand. Taylor says, I had udon for dinner yesterday. A nearby restaurant caught on fire, so I had to go under a danger tape thing to get there. Oh my god. Do you like Skamen style? I do. I don't get it often. Generally, I'll end up eating like a miso ramen, but I do like it. I just don't eat it that often. I really love abu ramen, though, which is sort of similar. Not really, but I really like abu ramen. That's one of my favorite types, but we don't really have it here in Nagano. We used to. It's more of a Tokyo thing. I've never actually eaten in Tokyo. And all the shops that used to sell it here in Nagano have shut down, or the masters have retired, so that's depressing. But anyway. Gotama, I had some good skamen last night in Atlanta. No way. Nice. Okiboru. Okiboru. Nice. It's good to hear that there's some good shops opening up over there. I know it is getting a little bit more popular, so hopefully they'll get better and better, and their noodles will get even better. Be great. All right, I think our last question is, Nihon no anime o mita koto ga arimasu ka? Have you ever seen Japanese anime? I'm guessing most of you have, right? I really hadn't until fairly recently. I think back in college, my roommate made me watch Death Note, and I really enjoyed that. And that's it. That's all I ever watched until, I don't know, a year into when I was studying Japanese. Then I watched Evangelion. And that was it. Until more recently. More recently, I've been watching more. I've been enjoying it quite a bit recently. What's the name of the restaurant? Okiboru. Ah, yeah. Nice. I've never heard of it, but I'm glad to hear you got a good one down there in Atlanta. Nice. Taylor Drew says, Mochiron, www. By the way, www, in case you guys don't notice, means LOL in Japanese. LOL. Because warao is to laugh or to smile in Japanese. Warao. And that's a w sound, which if you were to write it in Romaji would be W. So www is just laugh, laugh, laugh. LOL. All right. Yes. My favorite anime, if you haven't seen it, is Saiki-ke. Nandakke? Nantoka Sainan no Saiki Kusuo. Saiki Kusuo no Sainan. All right. The Disastrous Life of Saiki Kusuo. I highly recommend that one. Ima, My Hero o mita koto ga arimasu. Mite. So, if you want to say you're watching My Hero Academy right now, you'd have to say, yeah, you wouldn't say now. My Hero o mita koto ga arimasu would mean I have watched My Hero before, like in the past. If you want to say you're watching it right now, you would say, Ima My Hero o mite imasu, or mite iru. Teiru is the form, the ongoing, the progressive, positive progressive? Present progressive, right. No, present progressive. Present continuous, I'm sorry. Present continuous. So you'd use that, teiru, to say I'm watching it right now. Ima, My Hero o miteiru. If you want to say I've watched it in the past, I have the experience of watching it. My Hero o mita koto ga arimasu. I know. My Hero Academia. Hi, Nihongo Effect says, I love anime and I've picked up a lot of vocabulary from them, but I'm worried that the way they talk isn't so natural and I'd be picking up some weird speech patterns. You will. Yes. Learning Japanese from anime is probably not... It depends on the anime. 100% depends on the anime. If you're watching like an anime that isn't crazy fantasy, or like based in way ancient history or anything, you could get some fairly natural Japanese. If it's like everyday life type of stuff, Nichijo, Saiki-ke has some pretty natural Japanese. It's it's generally friends talking to each other, right? And people who are really, really confident and thus talking down to the people that are below them. So it's not necessarily polite Japanese, but it's still useful, I think. But yeah, like using anime as an only way to learn Japanese is probably not going to be too effective, but it can be a great motivator. And when you do learn more Japanese, watching anime becomes way more fun. Like, I actually enjoy it now that I can actually understand what's happening. Recently, I've become a shameless fan of, what the hell is that? Demon, なんだっけ? Yuki が大好きなやつ、これ。I can't, 鬼滅の刃. 鬼滅の刃. Yep. Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer. No, that's not the name of it. What's the English name of it? It's Demon Slayer? I mean, I know that's what it means, but okay. Anyway, I think it's good for learning interjections. Watch Terrace House. Oh, yeah, I've heard a lot of people use that for studying Japanese. I'm not big on those kind of like Big Brother TV shows, so I would probably get into it. Like when my parents used to watch it, sometimes I'd get sucked into it, but I'm not a huge fan, so I've never watched it. But especially there's apparently there's new add-ons or plugins for Netflix so that you can actually see the words in Japanese with the reading and the translation below while you're watching. I think Netflix could be a great way to study some Japanese nowadays. You won't even need me anymore. Taylor Drew says, school life kind of stuff is good for not being too weird. Yeah. School life animes are very good for that. But dramas are very natural, right? Because I want to start watching them, especially Terrace House. I hear it's interesting. Yes. Terrace House probably is good for studying Japanese, to be honest. I've never watched it, but I imagine in that situation, it's real people, I assume. And yeah, they're going to be talking just like normal people would to each other. And dramas are, well, they're dramas. So they're using probably more dramatic language than you would actually use in day-to-day life. But it's still more natural than, say, I don't know, Nanotsu no Taizai. Nanatsu no Taizai. Yeah, the 7 Deadly Sins or something like that, which I also really like. But anyway, the English name is so gross, in my opinion. LOL, I was just about to say that. Demon Slayer makes the anime sound way more cheesy than it actually is. Cue baby metal. Yeah. I heard the name Demon Slayer and I was like, sounds pretty generic to me. But Yuki was watching it while I was editing videos, and like I was just listening, and I kept getting like sort of sucked in. I was like, wait, what's happening? What's happening? What's going on over there? I kept wanting to watch it. I still haven't watched it. I will admit, I haven't watched anime in it since I started YouTube. Really, I've watched the new releases of Saikike, but that's it. I haven't watched any other anime since I started making YouTube videos, because that takes up literally all my time. And that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Right here we have "いいね" wo oshite kudasai. That means hit the like button, please, if you've enjoyed this, or even if you didn't enjoy it, hit it anyway. Channel登録 onegai shimasu. That means please subscribe if you haven't already. So thank you so much for joining me today. I've had a great time talking to you guys. I feel like the new format of the lesson isn't bad. Seems to have worked, right? We've got conversational examples and stuff now. I feel like it's a little bit more useful. I feel like it's more useful than it was before, and having this format is going to make things a little bit more smooth. I'm kind of sad it took me so long to find a format like this. But I'll probably go back and do all the lessons I've done up till now in this kind of format again eventually. Anyway, so that's fine. There's only one more lesson left in Genki 1. Just one more. And that's going to be next week. So when we're done with that, I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do. I do plan on streaming Genki 2. I plan on streaming Genki 2 lessons until the end of Genki 2. But I may take a few weeks off of the stream to cut all of the streams up and release them as just the lesson, cut all of our conversations out so that people don't get distracted from the lesson material when they come through on the replay. Because I received some feedback that can be a little bit distracting and hard to follow when we get off topic. But I never plan on discouraging getting me off topic on stream, because that's literally my favorite part of streams. So I'll probably go back and cut all those up, re-release them on the stream days. And then when I'm done with that, go on into streaming Genki 2. Tuesday, I'm streaming Japanese learning games. It's a very different style from this, but it's also kind of fun. So check us out on that if you have time. And there will be another Ando-san video on Saturday. He'll be back. He should be back. I hope he's back. Anyway, Taylor Drew says, I wish I could have seen the whole thing. I wish you could too, but thank you for coming to the end. It's always great to have you here. I hope your job search is going good, Taylor. If anyone knows of any jobs in Japan, especially translating, let her know. Come to Japan Dan says, hit the like button on the way out. Yes, please do. Hit that like button. It helps, I think. I don't know. Otsukare-sama deshita, says Gotama. Otsukare-sama. Thank you for all of your example sentences and trying out the new grammar. That was awesome. Nihongo Effect says, I learned better with conversational examples. Thank you. Yes. I don't know what took me so long to think of that. I've always had example sentences, but not actual conversations. It just makes more sense, right? Dan says, Otsukare-sama. Dean Cook says, ever thought about uploading clips out of your streams onto Instagram, TV, TikTok? Sounds stupid, but people, not just kids, are skyrocketing in TikTok usage. I have thought about it. I'm just not sure how to yet. The main issue is actually the visual format. This is right. It's 1080p. TikTok is obviously reversed. It's up and down. It's, I guess, I don't know what you'd call it. And Instagram is also like that. So it wouldn't, I mean, it could be done. It just wouldn't look great. So instead, I'm actually thinking about TikTok and Instagram specific material. But now that I'm getting these formats down for videos and for lessons, I feel like I'll have a little bit more time to think about stuff like that. But at the moment, this is what I'm doing for now. But yes, I definitely have thought about it, and I think it would help my channel. It would hopefully help some people out. I just got to figure out how to do it well. If anyone has any ideas for that, I'm always happy to listen to that. Dean Cook says, I'll pop back in Tuesday. Good thing about your time zone is that it's only a few hours different than Australia. Yes, Australia and New Zealand actually have fairly good time zones for streaming, for my streams. I feel bad for everyone over in the States. And in, I guess, Europe. Europe isn't terrible. I guess it's midday in Europe. I have one guy who comes, hello friend. He's over in the Discord. By the way, I have a Discord. We do a lot of talking in there about studying Japanese, mostly studying Japanese, sharing music, stuff like that. And if you ever have any Japanese questions, feel free to jump into the Discord or on Twitter. That's always fun in there. And one of the guys, anyway, lives in Switzerland, I think. I think it's Switzerland. Sweden, Switzerland? I always mix those two up. Anyway, it's like midday. He shows up to the streams, but that's pretty hard because most people are working. But anyway, thank you guys for coming, especially for those of you who are up early in the morning. It's not LOL. Huh? Cheers. Otsukare-sama deshita. Hands up. Ja. Mata raishu. Mata raishu. Thank you, Gotama. Thank you, Dean Cook. Thank you, Taylor Drew. Thank you, Kirk. And thank you, Dan. And thank you, Yuki. And thank you, Nihongo Effect. And thank you. Did I miss anyone? Well, I mean, I missed the stream because I got a new freelance thing, but they can't sponsor a visa. So, I got really excited. And then I felt sad at the end of the sentence. I was really excited for it in the beginning of the sentence. New freelance thing. Awesome. Can't sponsor visa. Sad. Well, keep it up. You'll find something. I believe in you. Nihongo FX says it's currently 2:10 p.m. in Nigeria. So I'm good. 2:10 p.m. That's not bad. Wait, is it Sunday? 2:10 p.m. on a Sunday? Or 2:10 p.m. on a Monday? It'd be Sunday, right? That's not bad. Not bad at all. Nice. Nigeria, we've got all over the world here. That is so awesome. Thank you. Simpy says, join the Discord. Yes, Simpy's in the Discord. Him and Hello Friend and myself and Taylor Drew from time to time and another guy called Ryuji and Yuki. We're always talking about Japanese in there, so check us out. Links in the description. There's links all over the description. There's so many. Sorry about that. I should clean that up a little bit. But anyway, thank you guys. It's been great. Have a good day. Have a good night. Wherever you're at, have a good weekend if it's still the weekend for you. Have a good work week if I don't see you again until next week. And thanks a lot. It's always great. So have a good night. Wait, I already said that. Anyway. All right, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. See you next time. It's been great. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you.